Okay, dear students, today I am going to start another topic, mass and weight. Mass, what is mass? I'm sure in our previous classes, lower classes, already in class from 5, 6 onwards, we have come to know about mass. So, what is mass? You all know the definition, even though I am writing. The quantity of matter contained in a body is called its mass. हामीलाई थाहा छ कुनै पनि बडी मलिकुल्सले बनेको हुन्छ, त्यो बडीको जति टोटल म्याटर छ यहाँ त्यसको चाहिँ टोटल जुन क्वान्टिटी हुन्छ त्यसलाई नै हामीले मास भन्छौँ. सो व्हाट इज मास? द क्वान्टिटी अफ म्याटर contained in a body is called its mass. It's quite clear. Now mass is already, though we know this, that mass is denoted by small m, and SI unit of mass kg. It is a scalar quantity. It is measured by physical balance. It's also called beam balance. Mass of a body doesn't vary place to place. So these are the general things regarding mass. Though we know this, even though I have written here for your convenience. One more point we can say that mass of a body never can be zero. As because if it's a body, so definitely it has got matter. So that's why when it has got matter, so it never can be zero, because matter is zero, that means there is no any body, no existence of body is not possible. So that's why mass never becomes zero, it cannot be zero. Now weight, already this also we have come to know that weight of a body is defined as the force by which it is attracted towards the center of the planet, or for earth you can say center of the earth. It is denoted by W. SI unit is Newton. It is a vector quantity. It is measured by spring balance. Its value vary from place to place. Its value may be zero. For example, on at the center of the earth, weight is 0, since why it's 0? Because since W equals to m into g and at center of the earth g is 0. So, g is 0, that is why m into 0 W will come equals to 0. So, therefore, W equal to 0. Now, you could be asked what are the differences between mass and weight. So, if you know these things about mass and weight, again I do not have to write their differences here, you can very easily understand. The first difference will be their definition. First point is mass is defined as the quantity of matter contained in a body. Similarly, weight is defined as the force by which it is attracted towards the center of the earth. This is one difference. Second difference you can see here, look, it is denoted by m, small m, it's denoted by W. Next one, its SI unit is kg, its SI unit is Newton. It is a scalar quantity, it's a vector quantity. It is measured by physical balance or beam balance. Weight is measured by spring balance. Similarly, mass never can be 0. At the center of the earth, weight is equals to 0. So, weight can be 0. If g is 0 anywhere, if g is 0, then definitely weight of the body will be 0. So, the definition of mass and weight as well as their differences, it is quite clear. Now, I will move to the next topic. Before I jump to the next topic, one thing I would like to make you all clear. We know that W equals to m into g. So, from here what we know, number 1, at poles W will be maximum. Why? Already in our last class we have come to know that since g is your inversely proportional to 1 upon r square. So, as because the polar radius is minimum, so g is maximum at the poles. So, that is why if g is maximum, W will be maximum at poles. Similarly, at equator W will be minimum, because equatorial radius is maximum, this is maximum. So, g will be minimum. If g will be minimum, m into g will be minimum, that means W will be minimum. So, dear students, sometimes you are asked this question, why the weight of the body at poles is maximum and at equator is minimum. So, you have to know both these equations. We know that W equals to m into g and g proportional 1 upon r square. Now, the shape of the earth is such that it is flattened at the poles and bulging out at the equator. As a result, r at the poles it's minimum and the r at equator is maximum. So, as because r at poles is minimum, so g is maximum at poles, and as because r is maximum at equator, so g is minimum at equator. That is why weight of a body is maximum at poles and minimum at equator. Okay? In such you could be asked the logical question. So, you should be able to write the answer. In this way you have to write. Another thing, number 3, weight or W decreases with altitude, that means height. This also in our last class we just had come to know that g decreases with the altitude, g decreases with the height. When we move upward, up from the surface of the earth, then that means at some altitude, at some height, then g decreases. As because g decreases, so weight also decreases. Similarly, weight W decreases with depth from the surface of the earth. With depth also W decreases, because with depth also g decreases. That also we have come to know. And another point, important point, what? W equals to 0 at the center. This also we have come to know, because the value of g is 0 at the center, and as because W equals to m into g, so that is why W is also 0. Weight of a body is 0 at the center. Now, very interesting topic, free fall. Though the word, with the word free, it's clear that the falling is freely under the gravity only, that is called free fall. So, whenever our body is falling downward freely under the gravity, then that sort of motion, that type of motion is called free fall. Okay. So, I am writing here, when a body is falling towards the center of the earth under the influence of the gravitational pull of the earth, only the motion of the body is called free fall. Dear students, only word, this only, you have to understand this. Only means only there is gravitational pull of the earth, no any other force. That means there is no any air resistance. So, whenever a body is freely towards the center of the earth under the force of gravity of the earth, only then that type of motion, that falling down of the body is called free fall of the body, free fall. So, one thing what is clear here, for the free fall, the acceleration of the falling body, falling object A, that is equals to g, acceleration due to gravity. More or less similar topics are coming here, but in some different way. Okay, that this g we have come to know. Here we have seen another term, free fall, we have used. So, actually that is the case, that case is called, the acceleration produced on the freely falling object is called acceleration due to gravity, and this situation, this case, this type of motion is called free fall. Is clear? And in this case, A always is equals to g. In fact, we should know this. In fact, number 1, a body falling in vacuum or in space where there is no gravity is free fall. Another point, you can say if a person is jumping from a certain height on the moon surface, that is also a free fall. You can take as an example that falling of a body on the surface of the moon, This is an example of free fall. Why the falling of an object on the moon is a free fall? Because there is no any air resistance. That's why that is also falling under the gravity of the moon only. So that's why that is also a free fall. If we talk about Earth's surface, actually on Earth's surface, in real there is no any free fall. Why? Due to air resistance. Due to air resistance is there. That's why practically or actually there is no phase, because some air resistance is there. So completely it's not a free fall. We have to understand that. Another important, now the connected term is coming. Another term is coming that is related with this free fall. What is that? In the condition of free fall, the body is in weightlessness. This is because the body feels zero reaction force. This point, number 4th point, we have to understand. Right now I am standing here, so I can feel that I have got some weight. You also can, everyone can feel he or she has got some weight. So what is the psychology behind it? What is the reason behind it? What is the actual reason that we can feel our weight? This is due to this reaction force. What is this? When I am standing here, that means I am pressing the floor. I am pressing the floor with my weight, and suppose this is the floor, I am standing here. It means I am pressing this floor. This is the floor, and it is acting downward. That is mg, which is my weight. And as I remember, we have already studied about the Newton's third law of motion, that to every action there is equal and opposite reaction. That's why what happens here, one reaction force R acts in the upward direction, which is equal to the mg, and we are feeling that. This downward force we can feel because the reaction force is acting in the upward direction in our body. So when we are pressing the floor is also pressing us in the upward direction. That is the reaction force, due to which we can feel our weight. But in the condition of free fall, the body doesn't get any reaction force in the upward direction. Is falling down under the gravity only, but there is no reaction force if the fall is free fall. So that's why he or she cannot feel his or her weight. So the body comes in the state of weightlessness. So this is the next topic, weightlessness. Weightlessness. What is weightlessness? Weightlessness is the condition of a body when its weight seems to be 0. Or in other words, we can say that this is the condition when the body feels that there is no any force acting on his body. That is the condition, and that condition is called weightlessness. So, weightlessness is the condition of a body when the weight of the body seems to be 0. Or in other words, you can say that when the body feels that he is not being acted by any force. If that feeling is there, that means that is weightlessness. Now we have to understand all the bodies, they have got mass, So what are the different conditions on which a body comes in the state of weightlessness? Number 1, when the body is falling freely, that means when A equals to G. Or number 2, when the body is at the center of the earth or in the space at null points where G equals to 0. That is why, because W equals to M into G. If G is 0 already, then definitely W will come 0 and the body will be in the state of weightlessness. So, this is another point. Another point, the body is in the artificial satellite when it is orbiting around a heavenly body. So, basically these are the cases when we can find the condition of weightlessness. Now, we have to understand these points. Falling freely, that is when A equals to G. Sometimes students ask, sir, can you show the example? Definitely we can understand when we are inside a lift. Now, I will show you. Suppose this is a lift, suppose, and you are standing inside, suppose. Dear students, whether you have felt or not, जब हामी लिफ्टमा छौँ र जब लिफ्ट माथि गइरहेछ भने कस्तो फिल हुन्छ हामीलाई र जब लिफ्ट तल गइरहेछ भने कस्तो फिल हुन्छ, यहाँले ध्यान दिनु होला है। जब हामी माथि गइरहेका हुन्छौँ हामीलाई अलिकति हेभी फिल हुन्छ, लाग्छ मेरो वेट बढेछ जस्तो फिल हुन्छ, र जब हामी तल गइरहेका हुन्छौँ त्यो बेला हामीलाई चाहिँ वेट घटेको जस्तो फिल हुन्छ। तर यसलाई बुझौँ। त्यसपछि the first point, falling freely when A equals to G, we will understand. So, when the lift, अब लिफ्ट चाहिँ रोपमा बाँधिएको हुन्छ, हामीलाई थाहा छ हैन, यो रोपमा झुन्डिएको छ लिफ्ट अहिले। सपोज हामी माथि गइरहेछ, मैले ट्राई टु अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड। लिफ्ट जब माथि गइरहेछ, so it has got some acceleration, suppose that acceleration is A. अब यहाँ के हुन्छ, यहाँ हामीले हेरौँ वेट फ्लोरमा लागिरहेछ, हामीले लिफ्टको फ्लोरमा वेट लगाइरहेछौँ M into G। अब एउटा रिएक्सन फोर्स लागिरहेछ माथितिर। अब यहाँ बडी मुभमेन्ट छ, बडी रेस्टमा छैन। यदि बडी यो रेस्टमा अहिले हुन्थ्यो भने, यदि लिफ्ट चाहिँ रेस्टमा हुन्थ्यो, लिफ्ट चाहिँ मुभ भएको छैन भने त्यो बेलामा रिएक्सन फोर्स त mg को बराबर हुन्थ्यो। बट देयर इज वन एक्सिलरेसन, द लिफ्ट इज मुभिङ अपवर्ड विथ एन एक्सिलरेसन A. You have to understand So that's why reaction force is not equal to mg, because lift is in motion. So that is suppose R. यही R चाहिँ हामीले फिल गर्ने हो, जुन रिएक्सन फोर्स हाम्रो बडीमा माथितिर लागिरहेछ त्यही नै हामीले फिल गर्ने हो. नाउ लुक हियर, अब बडीमा बडी लिफ्टको सँगसँगमा बडी पनि माथि गइरहेछ विथ द सेम एक्सिलरेसन.